What's going on? It's your girl Tina, and I am back with another Black History presentation for you all today. So, today's presentation is on Benjamin Banneker. He was often described as the first African American man of science. He was born a free man in Baltimore County, Maryland on November the 9th, 1731. His early years were spent on the 100-acre farm that his parents owned with his three sisters, growing tobacco. He was trained to read and write by his grandmother, who used the Bible to do so, and he only spent a week or two in formal schooling, which was in a one-room schoolhouse. Benjamin Banneker started borrowing books from wherever he could to read, and he developed strong math skills. He enjoyed creating mathematical puzzles and solving those brought to him by other people. At the age of 21, he built a striking wall clock, and that clock was successful for more than 50 years. He inherited the farm after his parents passed, and he continued to grow tobacco until the age of 59 when arthritis started to kick in. After retirement, he started focusing on his astronomical studies to create an almanac. His neighbor recommended him to work with a surveyor named Andrew Ellicott. And this guy was selected to produce a survey of preferred lands for the establishment of a national capital. From the start of February to the end of April 1791, Banneker worked in an observatory tent for more than 4 months. And in this 4 months, he spent long hours lying on his back using an instrument known as a zenith sector. And this instrument allowed him to record the exact moment of each star's transit over the instrument. Upon returning home, he sent Thomas Jefferson a copy or handwritten copy of his files for the creation of his almanac, and he also asked him to work towards ending slavery. His almanac was endorsed by a senator from Maryland, and it was published by several printers and sold in the United States as well as England. And there were 28 separate editions that were published. A tide table for the Chesapeake Bay region proved to be the most useful feature of his almanac because it listed times for high tide at Point Lookout, Cape Charles, Baltimore, and Annapolis. Now, there are no known portraits that exist of Benjamin Banneker, so honestly, no one really knows what he looks like, but I did, when I went on encyclopedia.com, I was able to find a description of him by his neighbor or his neighbor's daughter. And she described him as, she said he had a fine head of white hair surmounted on his unusually broad and ample forehead, whilst the lower part of his face was slender and sloping towards the chin. His figure was perfectly erect, showing no inclination to stoop as he advanced in years. His raiment was always scrupulously neat, that for summer wear, being of unbleached linen, was beautifully washed and ironed by his sisters. In cold weather, he dressed in light colored cloth, a fine drab broadcloth constituting his attire. Alright, so that was like a snippet, like I said, from encyclopedia.com. That was a description that they were able to get of him, but again, no portraits exist of him, so like I said, no one honestly really knows what he looks like in this day and age. And then unfortunately on October the 9th, 1806, he died in his sleep. Then he was buried 2 days later, and his house burned to the ground during his burial. And it's still undetermined as to what happened and why that happened. All that is known is that his unpublished works were left with his neighbor. All right, you all. So I just want to thank you all for tuning in and watching these presentations and listening to them. I really enjoy making them for you all. And if you all enjoy them, please hit the like button. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell next to the subscribe button so that you can know when we post a video. So, until the next one, if it ain't excellent, it's irrelevant. Until next time.